Welcome everyone. It's Marilyn Moser here, and I'm an Elite Pro 7 out of Northwest Iowa, and it is April, and we are having a snowstorm currently at this time. So I am so honored to be with you tonight. Our 30-minute training we do every Sunday night, and my topic tonight is speaking on accountability. And to some of us that were not used to being in network marketing, running our own business and transitioning from an employee mindset to being the owner and CEO of our business is a huge transition. And so if you can see here on the screen, the accountability.
I got to go to the okay. Dial-in thing.
Everyone, please mute.
I have to go to my Zoom meeting.
Ma'am, please mute your phone. Okay, let me hear there. Hold on just a second here. See if I can get her muted. I'm going to mute all, and then we can continue. And then Jackie, you'll have to unmute. So I'll unmute you. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so accountability, setting the proper expectations. When you are the CEO of your network marketing business, the buck stops with us. We are the ones that have to create the work environment. We have to be disciplined and show up for work. We have to have our open sign on our business every single day. And if you look in your trainer, in your blueprint, it talks on the back page of your blueprint that you get in your distributor kit. It talks about accountability. And there's also a page in there where you can write down and track your business and make sure that you're showing up for business every day and making those calls, making those invites. And so if you make about 3 to 5 calls or as many as you're comfortable with in a day, just to try to create some momentum. And if you have an event that you're inviting to, like today, earlier today, we had a Zoom meeting that Dr. Gordon did. So I was sending out invites 2 to 3 days prior to make sure that we can get our clients and our customers on that and our prospects on those calls. And back in the day when we used Big Blue Calendar more because we had just meetings, actually hotel meetings or home meetings, but you can still use Big Blue Calendar to track your meeting schedule. What I like to use is my good old-fashioned planner. Many of you just have your phone day planners, but I like to write everything down and track who my clients are that I'm connecting with and trying to be that responsible person, because I know that the business doesn't run unless I am running it or I am doing the activity. So attending those meetings, making those phone calls, and promoting to events. You guys make sure that you're getting registered for LVA, LifeVantage Academy. Go to LifeVantageAcademy.com. It's always the third Saturday of every month unless there's an Elite Academy that month. So this coming month, or this coming in 2 weeks, will be our LifeVantage Academy. And look at the cities that are listed there. It is so critical to get to those trainings. And that is where you're going to get this blueprint training. And it's cookie cutter training that we all went through. When I got into the business 6.5 years ago, I had no idea of what network marketing entailed. I just followed my upline and followed what the instructions were and followed the training. I knew that if I just showed up to the training or showed up to the meetings or brought people to the meetings, that eventually that the momentum would be created, that I'd have the team building. And so that's one of those key things that we need to do. And remembering about back when we were at convention a couple years ago, Eric Worre talked about accountability and being responsible and how to create accountability in our businesses. And he talked about being that chief operating officer and having a daily method of operation. So It's what are we doing on a daily basis? It's creating that compound effect that what we do a little bit every day is going to compound and be this, bigger momentum building activity. And so those small things that we do during this day is getting on our Zoom calls, registering for LVA, registering for the events. Are we registered for Elite Academy? Are we getting on the Zoom calls that are our leadership calls? Are we on the leadership meeting calls every Monday morning if we're a Pro 4 and up? Are you on these Sunday night trainings? This is all part of being a professional and a CEO in your business. So a couple of years ago when Eric Worre talked about the 4 things that we can do to create accountability, he talked about writing down our goals, being specific in our goals, creating that business plan. We need a business plan if we're going to be business builders, right? And what is our business plan? What rank do we want to be at? Are we running for an incentive? Are we running for the Pro Pace Setter Pro 2 and 3 and being a Pace Setter Pro? And what rank do we want to achieve by the next event or by convention? And then we want to proclaim it. So number 1 is write it down. Do you have a place in your bathroom mirror or mine is written over by my armoire, my desk. I have it written all over, to remind myself of my goals, of what rank I want to be or what am I working towards each month. So write it down. Number 2, proclaim it to someone or find a way to get an accountability partner to keep you on track. Some of us have many accountability partners, right? I mean, I have a lot of sideline partners that I use or just people in my actual team. And it is a way to stay accountable and they keep you on track. And they know that if you're not at the meetings, where were you? It's all good to, just like when you are trying to get in shape, you go to the gym, you know that you need to show up. And it's great to have that accountability system. And the fact is, in life, we all are accountable. We're accountable in our families, we're accountable in our churches, we're accountable in our communities and our workplace. It's all about accountability. It's all about responsibility. And at the end of the day, we have to take that ownership of our business and make sure that we are showing up and doing those activities. And so number 2 then is finding that accountability partner and proclaiming it. Are we doing our 15 presentations a month? Are we running for a rank? Are we running for the pace setter? Make it known that you're doing this. That way someone can keep you accountable. Number 3, reward yourself for making these goals. When you are getting close to that, or when you hit even if it's a small contest or a rank that, or a level in your business of a certain volume or, getting a certain achievement, qualifying for a trip or, whatever it is, those things that, you set in your business plan and you achieve, reward yourself for that. Go on a little, give yourself get a massage or, make some sort of a date night or a little trip away, but give yourself a reward for making that goal. Number 4, create a penalty for missing your goal. And I was just on a training the other day, and there was a couple that put in 20 Vitality Stacks. They sold those in March, 20 Vitality Stacks. And how they did it is they had an accountability couple that, outside of their team that they were using as kind of keeping each other on track. And if they did not make a contact, at least one contact a day in March by 8 p.m., then they had to pay $100, which seems pretty steep. But they actually did it. They got 20 Vitality Stacks in March because they used that way of penalizing themselves for not making that goal. So when we are making those goals, make a timeline, like where are you now? I love the fact that, we can track in our back office, kind of see, okay, where was our volume last month, the month before, and we can track it and then go ahead and set a goal for that next month and what you're going to do, like kind of look at what is holding you back from reaching your goal. Maybe it was last month you didn't make where you wanted to be. And to be honest, you know, I'm rebuilding my business as well. I mean, we all have life that gets in the way, and I have to, you know, rebuild some of my teams too, and that's okay. We're all in this together, and there's no race. Some people are rank advancing really fast. Some people, it just takes us longer. Like I said, I had no network marketing business or experience, and I had to really get over my fear of network marketing, and that took me a long time, to be honest. And I have been working on personal growth, and I know that that is the key to having a larger team, because they say your team will only be as big as what you can handle. So I knew that if my team isn't very big, I have to work on myself to get big, to be able to handle that leadership responsibility. Some of the things that Eric Worre talked about is reading, 30 books a year, continually learning, going to these trainings, and the personal development that we get in LifeVantage is second to none. It's incredible the way they bring in the top trainers to help us. And then this was an interesting one I read the other day. Go to lunch with 70 different people in a year. If you can track, and I've been really diligent about networking, how many in my calendar I'm having lunch appointments or one-on-one appointments or coffee appointments, but trying to meet at least 70 new different people a year that you can share your business with. It's pretty incredible. So do we have a plan? Are we following the master track? On our slide here, it says make 3 calls a day for, times 5. So that's your 15 presentations a month. Attending a minimum of 1 meeting a week, which now we can do that because we have Zoom meetings, right? But you can do 1 meeting a day if you'd like. There's so many Zoom meetings you can be part of, and so many team pages. Join different team pages to learn about other Zoom meetings that are going on, and then invite to them. Promoting to event, and then using that master track system of the 15 presentations a month. And then are we showing up every day and having that method of operation? And that is ultimately why, when you look at the circle on that screen, on that slide, that accountability is in the center of those behaviors. Of everything in the business is all related to being accountable. And I just like to want to go over one more thing before we bring on Jackie to train us on the product, the Omega Plus. There's a difference between amateurs and professionals. This is why amateurs fail in network marketing. Amateurs think that network marketing is about being a seller of products to their friends. Therefore, they push their products on their friends relentlessly to join, and they end up in the No Friends Left Club, or NFL club. Excuse me. Amateurs treat their business as a lottery, and they quit it after fewer than 10 people decline their offer. So they're not in it for the long haul. Amateurs run their business like a hobby, and they give it sporadic attention, and they're not consistent with their work efforts. Amateurs do not accept that not everyone wants to change their life, and become discouraged when they encounter people who want the status quo. Amateurs do not work on themselves and improve their skills. Amateurs do not know that any business takes 3 to 5 years of persistent effort to build it successfully, and they quit before they can reap the rewards on sowing success. This is why professionals succeed in network marketing. Professionals know that network marketing is about pulling together a handful of people who want to build a distribution enterprise around a quality product line that has a market demand, and helping those people replicate the same process over and over again. You're franchising yourself, and you're building a network of distribution pipeline. Professionals know that it's not about having all your friends using your products and all of your friends joining your business. It's about creating leverage with those that desire what you desire. And professionals know that attracting 5 serious professionals over the course of 3 to 5 years, maintaining 5 to 10 loyal customers on a monthly basis, and multiplying that process 10 times will create a professional level income in the hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, which provides financial and time freedom. So what's the biggest challenge? Being a professional, being professional enough to love those amateurs, and being professional that grow enough to grow those amateurs who want to become professionals. Because we all start off as amateurs. Trust me, I am still learning every day. Being professionals enough to accept that we are not all willing to pay the price to become professionals. How many of us know people after 3 to 5 or even less than that? How many years that we've been in, and there's no, some of those people have left. Being professional enough to continue building until you find the 5 professional partners that are committed to doing the same thing that you are doing. So I want to mention one more thing, that the accountability sheet in our back office is in the library, and I'm going to show you what that looks like here. In just a second. I can get this on. This is the accountability sheet to the right here, and you can see it can track how many meetings you've had, or presentations you've had in a month. You can print this off. It's in your back office. How many training events you're registered for right here, and your leadership grid of how many legs you have. 3 to 5 legs, are going to be the key to getting you to that level where you're going to be able to have your business at a Pro 10 level. So now I want to bring on Jackie Kilraine. Dr. Kilraine is a chiropractor. She is actually, sorry.
Okay.
There you are. Dr. Kilraine is a Pro 2. She's only been in the business now since about, last September?
Yes.
Yeah. So she hasn't been in the business maybe 6-7 months. But she's a doctor of chiropractic out of Georgia. And she's has her own clinical practice for over 29 years. She's certified in neurofeedback and is an epigenetic human potential coach. She is an examiner for the National Chiropractor Board of Examiners. She is a mother of 3 active teenage boys, loves reading and outdoor activities, hiking, kayaking, and traveling. And she's going to cover the product portion on the Omega Plus. So welcome to the webinar, Jackie. I'm going to turn
thank you. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you very much. Well, I'm happy to be here with everybody. And in preparing for this and putting these slides together, it just reminded me how important omega-3s are for our health. And I'm hoping that after you see this, you will too. I will never again not try to convey how important they are, and that vitality stack, how important that is for our clients, because omega-3s are just really vital to your health. So next we'll just look at the 3 questions that we want to address are, what are omega-3s and why do I need them and what will they do for me? I think that's what everybody wants to know when they're thinking about taking a product. So the next of the omega-3s, there are different types of omega-3 fatty acids. The EPA and the DHA the fish oil is a very good source for the EPA and the DHA. I put the ALA in there because it is plant-based, and plant-based can come from flaxseed oil. The reason why we like fish oil so much more is it's much more efficient for your body, and the ALA or the plant-based oil can also contain some omega-6 fatty acids, which are inflammatory, and it's just harder for your body to convert those into usable omega-3 fatty acids. So the fish oil definitely a better source of your omega-3s. And then this slide here is just talking about omega-3s. Omega-3s are what's called an essential fatty acid. And I looked up what the meaning of essential was, and essential is absolutely necessary, extremely important, crucial, vital, and indispensable. So I think that the omega-3 essential fatty acids are very, very important if they're given that high of an importance in our body. And we have to take them in. Okay, so looking ahead, what do they do? So I put the little dancer here because what they do in our cells is they improve our membrane fluidity, or how flexible our cells are. And we want really flexible cells because they will they make the cell less rigid, and nutrients go in and out of the cell. And then, like your red blood cells, if they're more flexible and they have to go down into the little capillary, they are they're not going to expect as much. The platelets aren't going to stack up and have clots. So we want a nice fluid membrane. You just move better when you're not rigid or unflexible. And
hold on just a second. I want to make sure and mute someone.
Okay.
I'm not sure who that is, but sorry about that. Please mute your phones, whoever's not muted. Just checking here, sorry.
No problem.
Oh, a minute. Trying to see who might not be.
Look, I think we're here. There we go.
Okay. Did you mute them?
I think so. Yep.
Okay. So we'll go back to.
I think we're down to.
Yeah. Okay. There we were. Sorry. Go ahead.
No problem. I think we're going to skip ahead to the next one. So we know we want a nice fluid cell and what they do. So I think that omega-3s are next to the NRF2, one of the top nutrigenomic food gene interaction that you'll encounter. And a few of the things that we see is, I was actually driving back from Asheville and I was listening to Spotify, and Tom Petty popped up on Spotify. And one thing that omega, and why I'm saying that is because he died of sudden cardiac death. Well, one thing that omega-3s do is help really reduce the risk of sudden cardiac death. They also impact genes. They upregulate 20 genes that are associated with energy and lipid metabolism, and they downregulate genes, 18 different genes that are associated with inflammation. And one of the genes that they upregulate or they help express is a gene called PPAR gamma. So just influencing that one gene, PPAR gamma helps affect your immune system, your muscles, your pancreas, your liver, your heart, your bones, your white and brown fat, and your kidneys. So that's just one gene. And you know, when you take omega-3s over a long period of time, it can influence 1,000 different genes in a positive way. And when you take it even just for a short period of time, you can influence over 300 different genes. So that's just something that you can really influence your health so much by taking omega-3 fatty acids. So I will always recommend that. So what do they do? Lipids in your blood, the triglycerides, they reduce your triglycerides, and they reduce what's called remnant lipoproteins. And I look at remnant lipoproteins as like the free radicals of your blood. They are the bad components of the blood. They will form plaques, and so really important. And omega-3s help to reduce your remnant lipoproteins, so reduce your probability of forming plaques. And in your vessels, it helps to dilate your blood vessels, so it keeps them dilated, so there's more room, there's less inflammation. It also causes the platelets to not stack up, so you reduce your risk of having clots. It increases your mitochondrial function, and it decreases your arrhythmia. So your heart rhythm is better when you have omega-3s. And so the triglycerides, so lowering the triglycerides, well, why is that really important? High triglycerides are associated with stroke, with pancreatitis, with obesity, and with metabolic syndrome. So just lowering those if they're too high is really important. Other things that the omegas do is they help fight depression and anxiety, improves your sleep, improves your eye health, and strengthens your immune system. And it does improve your bone and joint health. If it helps to decrease the incidence of osteoporosis because the bone can start to break down quickly if you're deficient in omega-3s. It also promotes brain health during pregnancy. It supports your heart health, as we talked about all those things, that it decreases the inflammation. And it fights the inflammation. All those things tie into your joint and your bone health and your heart health and your whole health. And then another great thing that our omegas have is they have the vitamin D. And so vitamin D is helpful in lowering your blood pressure and in your bone health as well, with your weight management. It also reduces the risk of cancer, heart attack, rheumatoid arthritis, and multiple sclerosis. And it also is helpful with depression too. So vitamin D, a very good component to have in our omegas. And then the last thing that they have in there is the omega-7s. So the omega-7s reduce the risk of metabolic syndrome. So metabolic syndrome has high blood pressure associated with it, high blood sugar, and abdominal fat. And if you just think about, if we could help remove those three things, what a big impact that would have on their health. How many medications are they probably on for high blood pressure, for high sugar, and just being able to lower that or reduce the risk of these syndromes would have a phenomenal impact in their health. So that's the difference, the LifeVantage difference. We know that we can source it back to the boat that the fish oil came from. It's pure omega-3 and 7, no omega-6 cut in there, no inflammatory properties that you're going to find in that. There's no fishy taste because it's very fresh. And we also have the vitamin D component too. So it's a very well-rounded source of omegas. And I hope that helps understand the importance of omega-3s and omega-7s and just our product and why it's really key and vital to our clients' health.
Yes, and I was just going to show what the Vitality Stack. What did you say, Jackie, about your clients? You're never going to...
I'm never going to not recommend that again. I'm not going to try to figure out... I'm going to tell them the need, and I think that if they knew all the health benefits that they could get from the whole component with the omegas, they would never not want to take an omega along with their Protandim.
Right, exactly. And we also know that some of us actually can take the omegas and bite them.
Yeah.
And I love the way they taste. So just that is one assurance to know that it's fresh and it's bioavailable and you can absorb it right away into your system. So go ahead and do them.
I got one too. I'll do it too. Here's mine.
We're going to make sure that we're promoting our Vitality Stacks.
It is really good.
Isn't that great?
I haven't done that before. That's really good.
It's like lemon and lime, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you, Jackie, for your comprehensive overview of the omegas tonight. We learned so much, and I hope you were all taking notes. So just remember to be putting on that open sign in our business every single day and have a blessed rest of the week. So take care, everyone. Good night, all.
Bye.
Thank you.